Okay, we're analyzing graphs and trying to find equations of figures. In this video, we're going to talk about equations of circumferences. The circumference is basically the line that surrounds a circle. Its most important elements are the center and the radius, which are the things that we're going to have to find. The center is going to be represented normally with letter capital C, and the x component of the center is going to be called h, and the y component of the center is going to be called k. The radius is going to be represented by letter R. These are the two things that we need to find first from a specific graph. And by knowing these two things, we can use the following equations to basically, the following formats or formulas to find the equation of a circumference. If the center is 0, 0, then the equation of the circle is going to be x squared plus y squared equals the radius squared. And if the center is not 0, 0, but a specific number with another one like h, k, what you're going to do is you're just going to subtract each one of the letters with the corresponding component. So x minus h and y minus k. The rest is identical to the previous formula. This kind of like explains why when it's 0, 0, you get x squared and y squared, because x minus 0 will give you the same x, and y minus 0 will give you the same y. So those are the formulas we're going to follow to find the equation of a circumference. Let's see some examples. In this case, which is the equation of this circumference? You can see that the center of this thing is here. So I know that the center of this thing is C 0, 0, because that's the place where the center is. I know that from this place to the point from the circumference, I have to move 4 spaces. So I know that the radius would be r equals 4. Now, knowing those things, I can now find the equation of this circumference. The equation will be x squared plus y squared equals 4 squared, which will be 16. And that will be the equation of such circumference. And that's it. Let's see another example. In this case, this circumference is not in the center, it's not in 0, 0. This circumference is located with a center in 4, 2. So that will be the center. I'm going to put center will be 4 for the x and 2 for the y. Then the radius will be what? If I check from the center to a point from the circumference, I need to move 2 squares. So the radius will be r equals 2. That means the equation will be x minus 4 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 2 squared, which would be 4. Where do I get this 4 and this 2 that I am subtracting from the center? X minus 4 and y minus 2. Yes, so that will be the equation, in this case, of such circumference. And that's it. Let's see another example. This one is located on the center of the plane. So it will be 0, 0. So I know that the center will be 0, 0. Now, what about the radius? What is the radius of this circumference? From the center to a point on the circumference, I'm moving 1.5 square. Yes, 1.5. So if I'm moving 1.5, I know that the radius is r equals 1.5. Having that in mind, I know that the equation would be x squared plus y squared, because it's 0, 0, equals, I need to square this 1.5. 1.5 squared would give me as an answer 2.25. And that will be the equation of the circumference. The equation of that drawing is x squared plus y squared equals 2.25. A last example. In this case, I know that the center would be this point in here. That's basically at the same distance in all directions. So I know that the center would be minus 3, minus 1. So center in this case will be minus 3, minus 1. the radius in this case would be r equals 3. And what will be the equation of this circumference? Well, I just need to subtract each letter with the corresponding component of the center. So it will be x minus minus 3. The double minus is going to transform it into a positive square, plus y minus minus 1. So that thing is also going to transform this into positive, equals 3 squared. So 3 squared gives me as an answer 9. So that will be the equation of such circumference. The equation of this circumference will be x plus 3 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 9. This process is basically the one that we use to find circumferences and their equations.